All right, so today we're diving deep into a topic that's, well, pretty vital to all of us. Food and nutrition security.
Yeah, no better way to put it, really.
We're using a grade 12 biology textbook as our starting point, but don't worry,
Yeah.
we're going to go way beyond the classroom on this one.
Absolutely. Yeah. Buckle up. There's so much more to this topic than meets the eye.
So much more, for sure. Okay, first things first. The textbook throws around terms like food security and nutrition security.
Right.
But honestly, what's the difference? I mean, they seem pretty interchangeable to me at first glance.
Yeah, I see what you mean. They do get used interchangeably a lot.
Yeah.
But there is a distinct difference. Food security, at its core, it's all about making sure that everyone has access to enough safe and nutritious food, like consistently.
Right. Enough food for everyone.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But then where does nutrition security come in?
Okay, so nutrition security it's kind of like the next level. It zooms out and looks at the bigger picture. Think of all the factors that actually influence a person's nutritional well-being, like their overall health.
Okay, so beyond just having the food itself,
Yeah.
it's like, can you actually use that food to be healthy?
Exactly. Yeah. So, like you could have a town where every street corner has a grocery store
Right. Totally stop.
packed with food. But what if people just can't afford it? What if they can't afford the healthy options?
Right. That's a huge barrier.
Huge barrier. Exactly. Or, think about cultural taboos
Yeah.
around certain foods. There might be tons of, I don't know, let's say fish available. But if there's a cultural belief against eating it,
It might as well not exist, basically.
yeah, exactly. And then you have to factor in things like clean water or sanitation. I mean, those are absolutely essential for absorbing nutrients and just, avoiding diseases that can mess with your nutrition.
Okay, yeah. So it's kind of like food security is step one, but then nutrition security comes in and says, okay, now, can you actually turn this food into a healthy life?
Precisely. It's multi-layered. And that actually leads perfectly into this concept of food insecurity, which, the textbook points to poverty as the root cause.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But is it really just as simple as not having enough money for food? Because I feel like
Yeah.
there's more to it than that.
Right. You're hitting the nail on the head. It's definitely more nuanced than that. So, yeah, lack of money is a huge part of it. But it's also like limited opportunities.
Hmm.
Not enough education, not being able to access resources that could help people, help families, break out of that cycle of poverty. It's a whole system.
Yeah, okay. So it becomes this self-perpetuating problem.
Exactly, exactly. And it, has these really huge consequences. We're talking about chronic health issues, problems with education, limited economic development. Like whole communities can get stuck in this cycle.
Yeah, wow. I'm already seeing how complex this whole issue is. And that actually brings us to another term that I always thought I understood, malnutrition.
Right.
I used to think it just meant, like, not getting enough to eat.
Yeah, it's definitely more complicated than that.
The textbook, though, it kind of blew my mind with how much more there is to it.
Totally. It really comes down to, it's not just about how much food you're getting. It's the quality of that food and the balance of nutrients.
Okay, so what are we talking about here in terms of, like, different types of malnutrition?
So on one hand, you have what's called overnutrition. And honestly, this is becoming more and more of a problem. It's when people are taking in way too many calories. Usually this is from like processed food.
Right, all that junk food that's everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. And that, of course, leads to things like obesity and a whole host of other health issues.
And then I guess on the flip side, you have undernutrition.
Exactly, undernutrition. And this one usually gets more attention. It's when people just aren't consuming enough of the essential nutrients.
Right, so like maybe enough calories in general, but not enough of the good stuff.
Exactly. And the textbook really highlighted this thing called micronutrient deficiency, which is like scary because you might look totally fine,
Yeah,
but be seriously lacking in essential vitamins and minerals.
it's kind of like a hidden hunger in a way.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. You could be iron deficient, which leads to anemia, fatigue, even problems with cognitive development.
Oh, wow.
Or vitamin A deficiency can cause vision problems, weakens your immune system. And these deficiencies, they can have like really serious long-term consequences, especially for kids.
So, okay, we've talked about the problems. A lot of problems. But what about solutions?
Right, right.
Because the textbook mentioned something that I found really interesting, that biology actually plays a huge role in tackling this.
Oh, it totally does. Yeah. Biology is like at the forefront of a lot of really cool solutions. One thing that's really exciting is biofortified crops.
Okay, biofortified. Break that down for me.
So scientists are basically using genetic engineering to make, staple crops like rice, wheat, maize, way more nutritious. Like they're packing them full of essential vitamins and
Oh,
minerals.
that's amazing. So instead of having to rely on supplements or something, you just like get it right from the food itself.
Exactly. The food becomes like its own supplement. It's
Huh.
incredible. A great example is golden rice. Scientists were able to take this rice and enhance its beta carotene content. That's what our bodies use to make vitamin A.
So this golden rice, it's basically fighting vitamin A deficiency at the source.
Exactly. It's like built in.
That's so cool. What are some other innovations that biology is bringing to the table here?
Well, there's this amazing product called Plumpy'nut. Have you heard of that?
I haven't. What is that?
Oh, it's incredible. It's saving so many lives, especially in places where there are famines. It's basically this peanut-based paste, but it's like super nutrient dense, tons of protein, good fats, vitamins, minerals, and it's like ready to eat right out of the package. It doesn't need to be cooked or
Oh,
anything.
wow. So it can be sent places quickly and easily.
Exactly. It has a long shelf life too. Definitely, especially for kids who are suffering from severe acute malnutrition.
Wow. That's incredible. So we have these really targeted solutions. What about the bigger picture of food production?
Right. Well, biotechnology also plays a massive role in all of that. Biologists are coming up with ways to increase crop yields, like how much food we're actually able to grow.
Oh, okay.
They're working on preserving food for longer and making sure that our food is safe. It's all connected.
Wow. Okay. So to sum all this up, I guess what we've learned is that food security and nutrition security, they're like this big web of interconnected factors, everything from poverty to, access to clean water.
Absolutely.
We
Yeah.
talked about food insecurity, malnutrition, all these different forms of malnutrition,
Mm.
and then these amazing ways that biology is coming up with solutions. Biofortified crops, Plumpy'nut, all these advances in food production and processing.
It's pretty amazing, actually.
It is amazing.
And, it's easy to feel like overwhelmed by the scale of these problems, but I think the important thing to remember is that even small changes can make a difference.
Oh yeah, definitely. We can all contribute in our own ways.
Absolutely.
This has been such an insightful deep dive. Thank you so much. And to all our listeners, until next time, keep exploring.